Okay, so here are our interjection notes. So this is the last part of speech that we're going over. We don't often talk about these. They're not one that you necessarily have heard about before. Seems like a lot of you are still not sure about this, so that's okay. We're going to talk about it. So an interjection, the abbreviation is INTER, and I have two pictures. You can do one or the other, but I have two pictures that you can choose for your illustration. I have an exclamation point because we often are exclaiming something when we use interjections, or I have this image of a car merging into another lane because it's interjecting itself into that lane. Because interjections often interrupt the flow of the sentence and kind of disrupt it. So this is definitely a more formal type of word, informal type of word. You don't use it really in formal settings. So, interjections, what are they? They are short emotional words. They don't really have a lot of meaning other than that, so they're often short sound-like words, so words like oh, ah, yuck. They show emotion, but they don't really mean much more than that, and they usually come at the beginning of sentences. If they don't have an exclamation point, we often see a comma after them, like, well, you know. So those kinds of words and phrases. They can be phrases. Sometimes they're short phrases. They can be exclamatory. Dang it! Oh man, ouch, that hurt. Ow! You get the idea. So if it's exclaiming, so it can even be like a word that has meaning in other places, but at the beginning of a sentence it doesn't really make sense, like seriously. People will say that. Seriously? That's an interjection because we're not really meaning it like as an adjective for something else or an adverb for something else. And so when they come in the middle of the sentence, sometimes they come in the middle of the sentences to show emotion or realization. This is often used to add style and voice to narrative writing. So, like I said, it's not usually used in academic writing. Definitely you want to use it when you're doing like a short story or a poem or something that's going to be a little bit more creative. It doesn't really have very much. You'll have few, if any, interjections in an academic paper. You might in your hook. That's about the only place that it would be. And those are our notes on interjections.